want to be a filmmaker, you want to be a filmmaker, let's talk about it. So earlier this week, I ran into a little problem writing a script for a Star Wars short that I'm working on right now. And I got kind of down about it, and I got to the point where I was like, why am I even doing this? Why am I putting all this time and money and energy into something that's not a surefire thing and a career path that's not necessarily gonna pan out for sure or not? And as I sat there thinking about it, I realized it's just because I love it. Not because the average director makes $122,000 a year, not because it might make me famous, not because of Oscars or awards or anything like that, but just because I love it. If we were all so worried about how much money it was going to make us or how many awards it was going to give us, then our stamina would run out and our career would go with it. We would get sick of it and eventually we'd just stop because it's not worth it at that point. But we do it because we love it. I do it because I want to wake up every morning so excited to go to work that I can't wait to get there and so excited about what that day holds for me. And it's tough, keeping yourself doing something every day, always trying to improve, always trying to get better. It's tough. Sometimes you gotta force yourself to do things every day. My biggest fear ever since I started making movies was if I was doing enough, if I was making the right kind of movies, if it was creative enough, how do I actually become a filmmaker? What do I do after high school? The idea of becoming a director was so scary, and it was just this big monster that I was unsure what to do with, and I didn't know how to properly handle that. So as most people do when they're unsure of something, I began to scour the internet. My main goal was to look at how my favorite directors got to where they are and what they did to get to the position they're in today. How did they make their way to the top? Music videos, film festivals, freelance work, commercials, advertising. And it was about 2 hours into my research that it hit me. There isn't a right way and there isn't a wrong way. There's just your way. Do you think people like Wes Anderson, Steven Spielberg, David Fincher, Stanley Kubrick, George Lucas, do you think any of them were worried about how each other were doing this whole directing thing? And if they were doing it right themselves? They probably were, to be honest. But did they let that affect how they were doing things? No! So my point of all of this is just to stop worrying about how everyone else is doing something and just worry about how we're doing it. This is applicable to filmmaking, but it's also applicable to just everyday life. Filmmaking itself is an endurance game. The amount of time and energy and work that it takes to get to a point of success is gonna weed out the people who are only doing it for the money. In filmmaking and in anything really, if you love it and you're passionate about it and you're in it for the long haul, you'll make it. This has been a Runaway Brain production. If you like what you saw here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys next time.